I would ask that everyone please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance, which will be followed by our national anthem. I will now call upon Carter Massis, who will lead us as we begin the commencement ceremony of the class of 2018.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And now, Karina Caligari will sing the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, who say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Mr. Sciarra and members of the Board of Education, Mr. Spirito, honored guests, administrators, faculty, and staff members, parents, relatives, and friends of the class of 2018. It is truly an honor to greet you this evening and welcome you to the 84th annual commencement of Hawthorne High School. Our initial honorary address shall be delivered by our National Honor Society President. It is with pleasure that I introduce Carly Spirito.
Good evening, Mr. Sciarra, Mr. Spirito, Mr. Legrone, Mr. Dendoli, Mr. Mazzacca, distinguished platform guests, faculty, family, friends, and fellow graduates of the Hawthorne High School class of 2018. Today is extremely bittersweet. The excitement inside all of us to finally graduate and move on with our lives is hard to contain. But simultaneously, these years we have spent together are something we will all cherish. The future is something we have looked forward to for all of high school. We have also learned to live in the present and enjoy every moment while it is happening instead of looking back on it later. However, the people we are today and will continue to be are shaped by our pasts as a collective class and as individuals. Of course, there's a very nostalgic feeling that comes with thoughts of the past and the memories made. But these lessons have created the young men and women that we are today. It's important to reflect on these moments and memories because of the everlasting impact this part of our lives will have, starting from the very beginning. Just 13 short years ago, we were preparing to start kindergarten. Although this milestone may feel like just yesterday, so much has changed since 2005. The top song was We Belong Together by Mariah Carey. The most popular TV show was American Idol, and YouTube had just been created. Amongst these highlights was the very beginning of our journey together as a class. Whether we went to Roosevelt, Jefferson, Washington, or a grammar school in some other town, state, or country, these crucial years would shape us to be as united as we are now. The many games of box ball, the unforgettable third-grade plays we put on, the intense field days, and receiving our pen licenses are all parts of our story and journey. These years built the foundation of the people we would grow to become. Before we knew it, it was the first day of middle school. 2011 was still such a different year and time. The top song was We Found Love by Rihanna, Bridesmaids was one of the top movies, and Prince William and Kate Middleton had just tied the knot. These parts of our lives feel so recent, but in reality, the people we were during this time were almost completely different. Our growth as a class started with the first day of 6th grade. The abundance of butterflies in our stomachs proved how conflicted we felt about finally getting our own schedules and having the independence we always hoped for, but still feeling nervous about the next steps we would take. Everyone was going through such a transitional phase, both physically and mentally. Although this may have seemed like a challenging few years, it was the support and determination of all of us together that eventually got us to the end of 8th grade. We lived through many dances, awkward health classes, superstars events, and everything in between. These years transformed us from timid kids to courageous young adults ready to take on high school. The first day of high school was such a similar day to the first day of 6th grade. Being the newest addition to the school and the youngest, smallest students is very intimidating. However, our ability to overcome this overwhelming feeling is what makes us so strong as a class. Now, the past 4 years of high school definitely felt like the blink of an eye, but think about what the world around us was like in 2014. The top song was Happy by Pharrell Williams, the top movie was American Sniper, and the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge was trending on social media. Certainly, some members of our class who sit here tonight did not begin with us in kindergarten. They joined the Hawthorne High School family somewhere along the way on their school journey. But even if you don't know what a pen license is, you are still part of this class tonight. As we progressed through high school, the work became more challenging and our days seemed to become busier, but at the same time, we learned more about our true selves. We discovered what our purpose is and what that means for the rest of our lives. We learned to be responsible for ourselves and finally understand how to set our own goals and achieve them with hard work without relying too much on others. We have grown as people and developed morals that will carry us through everything we will do with our lives. Throughout all of this, we have made countless memories and had too much fun to even remember it all. Between pep rallies, block parties, spirit weeks, sporting events, dances, prom, and much more, we have evolved to become the class that sits before you. As I speak before you all on graduation day, I can proudly say each graduate here has grown tremendously into their best selves and is ready to step out into the real world. This is all thanks to the amazing experiences we have had through our years together and all the people who have helped us along the way. Every teacher, classmate, coach, advisor, friend, and family member has had an impact on us, no matter how big or small, and taught us lessons that we would be nothing without. Every step of the way counts, and sometimes that is taken for granted. But looking back on the past, each step changed us for the better and created the incredible young adults we are today. The most important step we can take towards the future is one that never forgets how we got here in the first place. While we all have our own paths that spread out in all different directions, ultimately our paths have one thing in common, the pride that being a Hawthorne Bear entails. Each member of the class of 2018 is unique in their own way, but together we will become a special part of the past of Hawthorne High School. This class started as Jaguars, Wildcats, and Rough Riders, evolved into Blues, and finally peaked as Bears. Thank you and congratulations.
I am pleased to present the Salutatorian, Alexandra O'Neill.
Good evening, Mr. Sciarra, Mr. Spirito, Mr. Legrone, Mr. Giandoli, Mr. Mazzacca, distinguished platform guests, faculty, family, friends, and fellow graduates of the Hawthorne High School class of 2018. I apologize in advance and ask that you all please forgive me if I get emotional, as I imagine many of you are feeling similarly tonight. I'm incredibly honored to be standing here tonight. This honor stems not from being proud of my GPA and second in my class, but from knowing that for each parent here tonight, your child is number one, and I am able to speak on his or her behalf. When I first began to think about what I wanted to say, I was at a loss for words, which, for those of you who know me, does not happen often. After much overthinking, I came up with 2 words: be present. So often in our daily lives, we get caught up in what's ahead and neglect to appreciate what is happening right now. By doing so, we miss out on the things that make our lives rich, vital, and meaningful. It is human nature to take the present for granted, but there is beauty, love, and precious moments surrounding us that we will miss out on if we never fully immerse ourselves in the present moment. We fail to realize that life does not happen in the past or future. Life happens right here and now. The importance of the present in terms of success often goes unnoticed, as we tend to focus on our past mistakes and meticulously plan our futures. Although reflection and planning are important to success, we must remember that we cannot change the past or accurately predict our futures. No matter how much we might wish to change the past, our wishes will go ungranted. Our bold dreams of the future are nothing but dreams until action is taken to achieve them. It is in the present that lessons are utilized, action is taken, change is made, and dreams become reality. With all of this said, it is important to remember who you are. By who you are, I mean who you are in this moment. Past mistakes and failures do not define who you are today. Your future endeavors are unknown, so in this moment, who are you? The power of the present lies in the ability to see what is good and true about yourself, and also what you may wish to change. If the person you are today is not the person you want to be tomorrow, change it today. So, classmates, I ask you to be here now. Look around you. We are here tonight to celebrate the end and new beginnings. Appreciate this moment and these people, because this too will be the past. Look at your teachers. We have some pretty special ones here at Hawthorne High School whose dedication to our success is unmatched. What have they taught you in the last 4 years that has influenced who you are today? Now look up at your families. Who have they raised you to be? Lastly, what dreams have all of these people encouraged you to dream? I urge you all to use the countless lessons they have taught you in order to be the person you want to be and live your dreams today and every day. Thank you all, and congratulations to the Hawthorne High School class of 2018. Thank you.
I'm now delighted to introduce the valedictorian for the class of 2018, Jonathan Martone.
Good evening, Mr. Sciarra, Mr. Spirito, Mr. Legrone, Mr. Giandoli, Mr. Mazzacca, distinguished platform guests, faculty, friends, family, and fellow graduates of the Hawthorne High School class of 2018. I would like to begin by congratulating my fellow graduates. We made it. As it turns out, Thank you. As it turns out, when our parents said that high school would be over before we knew it, they were right. It seems like just yesterday that we entered Hawthorne High School as freshmen, and now we are graduating. We should be very proud of this accomplishment. We are about to open a new and exciting chapter of our lives that will bring so many new experiences and opportunities. This is a defining moment in our lives. Whether we are going into college, trade school, the workforce, or the armed forces, now is when we can seize the opportunities presented to us in order to lay the groundwork for bright and successful futures. This is certain about the road ahead of us. There will definitely be plenty of learning and much time devoted to Xbox. I mean working hard. We will be able to pursue our interests more deeply and discover new things about ourselves and the world. This is when we will begin to truly make something of ourselves, and it is something that we should look forward to. Of course, we would not be where we are without the support of the high school staff. We should be thankful for having teachers who showed enthusiasm for their subjects and encouraged us to further ourselves. We all have had teachers who went the extra mile in order to make sure that we were able to flourish. Whether it was staying after school for extra help or challenging us through their assignments, these teachers played a part in helping us to better ourselves. We have also all had guidance counselors who not only helped us get through high school, but also through the trials and tribulations of the whole college application process. For me, this was Mr. Galuccio. Thank you for being such an amazing guidance counselor. It is these people that have helped shape who we are, and the lessons we learn from them will definitely stick with us. Hawthorne High School has not merely been a place where we have learned about different scholarly subjects. Perhaps more importantly, it has been a place where we have learned about ourselves. We have all been changed in deep personal ways by our experiences here. During our tenure at Hawthorne High School, some of us have really blossomed academically, some have grown into amazing athletes, and some have even taken their artistic and musical talents to extraordinary levels. I, for example, underwent a sort of transformation by coming out of my shell. As my classmates know all too well, I became known as Tone, which represented not only my name, but also my humorous and outgoing personality. I can tell you that tone is an aspect of me that will definitely be proudly displayed at college, and I am sure that many of you will carry your changes with you going forward. Hawthorne High School is also responsible for the creation of close friendships that will last beyond our time here. Throughout our high school careers, we have met so many people and have shared many fantastic experiences with them, including going to Six Flags, Dorney Park, and of course, prom. I'm sure that many of us, including myself, became friends with people who we would never have expected to. And as my fellow graduates would understand, it be like that sometimes. I know that many of us will be going out into the world with some of our friends, and this is great. Several of my friends are attending the New Jersey Institute of Technology along with me, and I'm excited that I will get to continue to develop and learn alongside them. We should all thank our friends and family for the positive reinforcement they have given us throughout our educational careers. They have definitely been getting through challenging times a lot easier. Most importantly, we should give special thanks to our parents and guardians. They are the ones who have been with us through it all. Whether it was giving valuable advice and emotional support, coming to our special school events, staying up late to help us get through long work-filled nights, or encouraging us to pursue our goals, they have been there for us. I would like to specifically thank my parents for their love and support. From the moment I entered high school, it was my goal to become valedictorian. Their encouragement for me to stay focused on this goal has helped me to achieve this accomplishment. The support of our family and friends has helped us get this far, and it will continue to drive us to success in the future. I would like to close with a message to my fellow graduates. Whatever you choose to pursue after high school, put your full heart and effort into it. To quote my favorite Yankees player, Derek Jeter, the longer you wait to decide what you want to do, the more time you're wasting. It's up to you to want something so badly that your passion shows through in your actions. Your actions, not your words, will do the shouting for you. Thank you.
It has become tradition for certain community organizations to present awards for outstanding achievements to members of the graduating class of Hawthorne High School. Each year, the American Legion Post 199 presents awards to the young woman and the young man who have exhibited exceptional qualities of good citizenship. The qualifications for these awards have been established by the American Legion. The selection of the recipients was determined by the Hawthorne High School faculty. The names of these award winners have been kept secret until this evening. As a veteran of the United States Army, it is my distinct honor to present these prestigious awards on behalf of Commander Tennis of the American Legion. Our first recipient is Alexandra O'Neill. And the next recipient, Rocco Pecoraro, Jr. For many years, the Hawthorne Rotary Club has presented golden H-pins to those members of the graduating class who have attained high honors. As I call the names of the seniors who have achieved this exceptional status, I ask that they please stand and be recognized, and kindly hold your applause until I've read all the names. Emily Adair, Julia Aguero, Madison Aguero, Zachary Alcas, Devin Alvarez, Amy Alvino, Angel Angelis Malinelli, Christian Balbuena, Denise Placido, Zachary Bonelli, Dakota Brantner, Connor Bertolo, Nicole Bertolo, Olivia Brandwell, Mackenzie Brevet, Sarah Brown, Madison Bacola, Anthony Caruso, Genesee Cintron, Kimberly Corrales, Barbara Cucci, Nicholas Dafter, Alexander DiFilippo, Rebecca Dorfman, William Doherty, Garrett Gervanos, Lauren Estes, Francesca Finetti, John Fenkart, Vanessa Fernandez, Brittany Foley, Thomas Gallo, Julia Gatto, Connor Henderson, Angelica Enriquez, Fazli Ida, Dallas Hoffman, Catherine Interiano, Michael Jacobson, Victoria Youngerman, Krista Cadle, Kyle Lespiza, Jamie Lessner, Kristen Little, Adriana Lopez, Iram Lugo, Rachel Malizia, Jonathan Martone, Caitlin Melendez, Casey Mendez, Bilal Mishani, Kayla Miller, Patrick Morehouse, Caitlin Morrow, Alexandra O'Neill, Gina Acapinti, Franco Otero, Melanie Parcells, Rocco Pecoraro, Vanessa Pena, Kelly Pinos, Allison Pontier, Lauren Rivera, Miguel Rodriguez, Shayla Rodriguez, Ariana Rojas, Leah Rosado, Skylar Russo Wilson, Jessica Sanford, Nikki Schultz, Jordan Scrivens, Dominic Scola, Miriam Sokolska, Carly Spirito, Carly Weinstein, Daniel Whalen, Kareem Yakub, Sarah Yaldruka, Nader Yunus, Stefan Zavorski, Rachel Zuckerberg. At this time, it is my pleasure to present Miss Inez Ramirez of the Hawthorne Rotary Club.
Good evening, graduates, dignitaries, guests, family, and friends. My name is Inez I. Ramirez, and I'm the president of the current Hawthorne Rotary Club, and I'm honored to be here with you tonight to celebrate this milestone in your lives of these young adults who will soon be graduating from the Hawthorne High School. It is a pleasure knowing that these young men and women who represent Hawthorne well as they pursue their academic and eventual career paths. For many years, the Hawthorne Rotary has presented scholarship to the Hawthorne High School seniors. While many of you may be familiar with Rotary, I would like to take a moment to explain a little about what Rotary is and does. Rotary is a nonprofit international organization made up of many professionals and businesses of men and women. There are approximately 1.2 members. These members are organized into local clubs spread throughout 200 countries. Rotary is neither political, religious, ethnic, nor gender-based. The motto of Rotary is self above self. The Rotarians throughout the world strive to make a positive impact in their local, regional, national, and international communities. Most of you have been touched in some way by the efforts of the Rotary Club. The Hawthorne Club has been serving Hawthorne community since 1928. One of the educational projects that the Hawthorne Club is involved with is the annual distribution of dictionaries to all the third grade students in the high schools. Since the start of this project, I have helped my fellow Rotarians give over 3,000 dictionaries to our Hawthorne third graders. Other examples of projects that have had direct impact on some of the high school graduates are Rotary Roof Leadership Award, RILA, local rec baseball and softball teams, and scholarships. The rest of the list of the projects have been involved are long and impressive. Now you know a little bit about Rotary. It is my happy duty to acknowledge and graduate the recipients of the Gold H Award standing before us. To achieve the Gold H, a student must maintain an unweighted GPA of 88 or higher for the first 3.5 years of their high school academic career. In closing, I just want to say this. May your dreams be great, your goals lofty, and continue to believe and stay true to yourself. It is my hope that you go into the world where there is great need, and please remember to put service above self. Congratulations, the class of 2018, and God bless you all. Thank you so much.
The next award is presented to the student who achieves the highest academic standing. This presentation is made by the Student Council. Rocco Pecoraro, President of the Student Council, will now present this very prestigious award.
A number of years ago, the Student Council dedicated to Mr. George L. Palmgren, the Vice Principal of Hawthorne High School for 24 years, an award to the person who achieved top ranking. Therefore, it is my pleasure to announce this year's recipient of the George L. Palmgren Award for the 2017-2018 school year. Congratulations, Jonathan Martone.
Good evening, Mr. Sciarra, members of the Board of Education, Mr. Spirito, distinguished platform guests, faculty, parents, friends, and most of all, these very special members of the class of 2018. I have to start off by saying thank you. Thank you to the class of 2018. Thank you to our dedicated staff who work so hard as educators, and thank you to all of our parents. This is a beautiful, beautiful occasion, and it wouldn't be possible because education truly is a team effort. So let's give all of our participants a big hand. I'm so very proud to say that this graduating class has an incredibly special place in my heart as an educator. We have traveled together, step by step, the whole way for over 7 years. As upcoming sixth graders at Lincoln Middle School Leadership Camp, I met many of you for the first time and taught you how to open up a combination lock, and it was a very stressful ordeal. How time flies. Several weeks ago, I find myself proctoring many of the very same students in AP exams, such as physics. Here we are. My students are doing work, incredibly detailed work, and they're not stressed about it one bit. And it's so much more complicated than a combination lock. As sixth grade students, you apprehensively stepped into Lincoln Middle School. It was my honor to educate and guide you. As seventh and eighth graders at Lincoln Middle School, it was my pleasure to lead, educate, and guide you as your vice principal. Then you entered Hawthorne High School as young, apprehensive freshmen. And once again, ironically, so did I, but I was a freshman principal. And once again, it was my honor to lead, educate, and guide you as principal of Hawthorne High School. You never disappointed, always acted as true Hawthorne High School bears, and made Hawthorne High School the best it has ever been. I recently read an amazing book about an amazing person who, as you can guess, had some amazing advice. The man's name is Scott Jurek. He's a world-famous ultra-marathon runner. He runs races over 100 miles long. At his graduation, at his high school graduation, he was valedictorian, and this is what he gave in his speech. And I want to pass it along to you. First of all, I ask you to be different. Second, find a way to help others rather than thinking solely of yourself. Third, everyone is capable of achieving. Never let anyone discourage you when you're trying to pursue a goal or a dream. And finally, do things while you're young. Be sure to pursue your dreams and goals, even when they seem impossible. Use your education, use your intelligence. Each of these will make you successful. Even more importantly, though, use your heart and listen to your heart. You will make the world an incredible place, not only for yourselves, but everyone around you. Remember, wherever your life's journey takes you, no matter how far, you will always be a Hawthorne Bear. And in many ways, your community, your friends, and most importantly, your family will be right there with you every step of the way. I never imagined how much pride I would feel when I say, now go make the world an awesome place, and go Bears. I'm proud to introduce our Superintendent of Schools, Mr. Richard A. Spirito.
Good evening, everyone. It's so great to see another large crowd tonight, as we had last night at Lincoln Middle School, and tonight as we honor our graduates here at Hawthorne High School. But I would like to begin by welcoming the members of our Board of Education, our faculty, parents, honored guests, the alumni who's in the crowd tonight, and most importantly, our graduates, the Hawthorne High School class of 2018. This evening is special for many reasons. It's a time for sharing the joy, happiness, pride, and the sense of accomplishment that we feel tonight as we celebrate the Hawthorne High School class of 2018. It's also a special evening for Hawthorne High School Principal, Mr. Dan Legrone, as this will be his final graduation ceremony here at Hawthorne High School. Mr. Legrone has served the students of Hawthorne for the past 18 years as a paraprofessional, teacher, vice principal, and most recently, the principal here at Hawthorne High School. Please join me in wishing Mr. Legrone all the best in his future endeavors. In this current world of reality TV shows, we see many shows where people are auditioning for careers in singing, dancing, and many other talents. Everything from American Idol to America's Got Talent to The Voice and many, many more. And as I was recently being subjected to one of these many reality shows in my own home, I began to think of how the last 13 years have been the opportunity for our graduates to write their song, the song of their life. For each of our graduates, you began this song back in September 2005 when you entered elementary school for the first time. Whether it was here in Hawthorne or in another town, you spent your elementary years thinking about what type of song you would sing. Would it be R&B, rock, pop, rap, hip-hop, or dance? Would you sing a cappella, or would you learn to play an instrument? Would you be a solo act, or be part of a boy band? Fortunately, through this process, you were coached by your teachers, your parents, your friends, and you began to realize that in life, you make choices every day. And those choices define who you are to become and the path that you will take. Those choices during your elementary years assisted you in writing the introduction to your song. As you entered middle school, you began to draft the many verses of your song. For many of you, it was difficult to navigate the academic, social, and emotional challenges of your middle school years. You also had your parents and teachers reminding you to include certain topics, such as choosing right over wrong, ethics over convenience, truth over popularity, and to always do your best. Thanks to these constant reminders, at the completion of your 8th grade year, you had the beginnings of what could now be considered a solid foundation for your song. During your freshman year, you quickly learned that you would have just as many challenges as previous classes, if not more, because of the growing complexity of today's world. However, you forged ahead with the development of your song. During your high school years, you practiced this song, and there were days where you absolutely nailed it, and others when you couldn't hit the high note or didn't sing your best. But this helped you learn the important lessons of how to handle failure, how to bounce back from hardship, and how to respond when success didn't come early and often. Despite these challenges, you continued to persevere and prepare for your big performance. And then came this year, your senior year. Lyrically, there's something called a bridge, which is typically used to pause and reflect on the earlier portions of a song, or to prepare the listener for the climax. Well, this year has been the bridge. It has given us all the opportunity to reflect on the development of your song, and has prepared us all for the climax of today, your graduation day. So tonight, as you graduate, just do as they do on American Idol when they achieve their goal. You get to sing your song. Graduates, as you leave Hawthorne High School today, some of you are prepared to enter the next stage of your life, already sure of your dreams and your ideal path. Others of you are looking for new ideas, new opportunities, and new paths. Either way, I encourage you to continue to write your new song. And remember these words by 2012 American Idol winner Philip Phillips. Hold on to me as we go, as we roll down this unfamiliar road. And although this wave is stringing us along, just know that you're not alone. As educators and parents, we want you to know how proud we are of you. We also want you to leave Hawthorne High School and begin preparing your song for the next stage in your life. However, before you begin that next song, we want you to know that you're not alone in this process. You will always have the support of your teachers, your friends, your family, and of course, your parents. And if we were judging this reality show of your life, you would all be winners. Congratulations to our parents, and congratulations to the class of 2018.
I will now introduce the President of the Hawthorne Board of Education, Mr. Michael Sciarra.
Thank you, Mr. Legorm. Good evening, fellow platform guests, faculty, parents, family, and friends. On behalf of the Hawthorne Board of Education, I welcome you, and I thank you for helping us celebrate these fine young students seated here this evening. Now to the class of 2018. This is it. Your final day has arrived, and now it's your time to celebrate. Let's give them a nice round of applause. But first, I'd like to ask everyone, especially the graduates, to think about this question. What defines success? Is it a recording artist, an entertainer, a performer, or maybe a top athlete? Is it how much money you have, the house you own, or the car you drive? When you think of successful people, do you think of Bill Gates, Mark Zuckerberg, or maybe Warren Buffett? Maybe it's the school superintendent or principal, maybe the mayor, the governor, or even a world's leader. The dictionary definition of success is an accomplishment of an aim or purpose, an attainment of popularity or profit, a person or thing that achieves desired aims or attains prosperity. Now, as you think about what you believe defines success, I want to share a story about a young man at a very young age who didn't have the ability to speak or communicate. He didn't have the ability to read or write or do many things that most of us have taken for granted. He was diagnosed with autism that will affect him for the rest of his life. And only with intense therapies and training was he able to overcome these obstacles. Today, he has the ability to speak and communicate. He has the ability to read and write. And he has this infectious, endearing quality that leaves impression on everyone he meets. As his journey continues, he will always be faced with challenges that he has to overcome. But tonight, he's receiving his high school diploma, and that is his success. So what defines success for you? When this question was asked in a survey from business leaders to homemakers, it became apparent that defining success is different for everyone and very personal for each of us. The common theme in all was hard work, self-fulfillment, and a feeling of achievement. You see, the young man in my story is my son. I stand here proud to share that I admire him more than anyone, human being on the earth. He is my hero. I will have the honor tonight of giving his diploma, and that is my success. So graduates, as you continue your journey through life, carve out your own path, leave an imprint on the world, and remember, you define your own success. Thank you, and congratulations to the class of 2018.
Mr. Spirito, it is my responsibility and honor to certify that all of the students assembled here this evening have met the requirements for the high school diploma as set forth by the State of New Jersey and the Hawthorne Board of Education. The Hawthorne High School Assistant Principal, Mr. Giandoli, will read the individual names of the class of 2018 as they receive their diplomas.
Before I begin calling the individual names of the class of 2018, I would like to call on Daniel Whalen and Krista Cadle for a special message from the class of 2018.
The class of 2018 represents a beautiful mosaic containing 152 pieces, each piece representing an important part of our lives together at HHS. The next formal part of our ceremony requires your silent cooperation.
Please be reminded that yelling the name of your graduate or the use of air horns prevents the next classmate in the alphabet from hearing their name called. Polite applause as each row of graduates is awarded diplomas is much preferred.
A dignified and formal awarding of our diplomas will continue an 84-year tradition of which we are very proud, and we greatly appreciate your cooperation.
Once we have switched our tassels, we hope that you will then join us in our celebration as the class of 2018. Thank you.
Class of 2018, here we go. Emily Marie Sun Adair. Julia Morgan Aguero. Madison Brooke Adolfina Aguero. Ethan A. Alfonso. Zachary Charles Alkis. Amir Almajahed. Devin Sabrina Alvarez. Jonathan Ruben Alvarez. Veronica Lily Alvarez. Amy Lynn Alvino. Angel Jose Angeles Monelli, Christian Balbuena, Justin Jordan Barahona, Jonathan A. Barantis Molina, Connor Joseph Bertolo, Nicole Marie Bertolo, Amelia Marie Badricki, Denise Blasido, Zachary Thomas Bonelli, Claude J. Brandon, Dakota M. Brantner, Olivia Louise Branwell, Mackenzie L. Brevitt, Matthew James Brown, Sarah Elizabeth Brown, Madison Dorothy Bucola, Kirsten Lynn Butler, Karina Lisbeth Caligari, Victoria R. Cancio, Anthony Caruso, Alexander James Castellano, Sebastian Cerrone, Genesee Chiara Cintron, Kimberly Corrales, Alexis Samuel Cruz, Barbara A. Cucci, Nicholas Robert Dafter, Brian Robert Davenport, Alexander Louis DiFilippo, Benjamin Augustus Dobson, Rebecca Kate Dorfman, William Kenneth Doherty Jr., Caitlin E. Downs, Garrett N. Dravanos, Riley Grace Durr, Lauren Elizabeth Estes, Francesca Rosa Finetti, Daniel Eugene Farnham Holster, John Craig Fencart, Vanessa Nicole Fernandez, Brittany Inez Foley. Nicholas J. Forsyth. Nicholas Joseph Foschini. Thomas Anthony Gallo. Julia Rose Gatto. Lauren Linda Getchell. Carlos Y. Gomez Jr. Skylar Nicole Gregg. Evelyn Guerrero. Sonia Haj Mustafa. Mudar Haopshi. Tristan Michael Hembold. Connor Reed Henderson. Angelica Leanne Henriquez. Nathaniel A. Hernandez. Victor Kyle Hernandez. Fazli Hida. Dallas J. Hoffman. Parish Isaiah William Hopper. Aaron J. Hoyt. Peter Anthony Iachetti. Alban Ibrahimi. John Michael Imbarato. Catherine G. Interiano. Matteo Interisi. Michael Richard Jacobson. Kiana Marie Jimenez. Hector A. Juarez Romero. Victoria Elizabeth Youngerman. Krista Marie Cadle. Nicholas Brandon Kinahan. Kyle A. Laspiza. Eric R. Labe. Jamie L. Lessner. Kristen Taylor Little. Chastity Lynn Lopez. Iram Jimena Lugo. Rachel A. Malizia. Yankel Martinez. Jonathan Joseph Martone. Carter Anthony Massis. Sean P. McNamara. Samantha L. Medina Sullivan. Caitlin G. Melendez. Casey D. Mendez. Bilal I. Mashani. Jeanette Mehta. Kayla Elizabeth Miller. Patrick K. Morehouse. Caitlin Elizabeth Morrow. Tyler M. Nelson. Alexandra Grace O'Neill. Gina Lynn Acapinti. Zachary R. Orth. Franco J. Otero. Melanie Ann Parcells. Rocco Anthony Pecoraro Jr. Vanessa Pena. Timon John Pena. Anthony Perez Ruiz. Kelly M. Pinos. Allison Nicole Pontier. Michelle L. Saros. Manny Alexander Pujols. David Ramirez Galvin. Anthony Louis Ramos. Edward Andrew Ritchie. Cassandra Evelise Rivera. Lauren Cecilia Rivera. Danny Rodriguez. Miguel Ismael Rodriguez. Shayla J. Rodriguez. Ariana Emily Rojas. Brianna Gail Rooney. Leah Brittany Rosado. Jesse Russo Wilson. Skylar Russo Wilson. Shakir Sakiri. Harold F. Sanchez. Jessica L. Sanford. Nikki Marie Schultz. Dominic M. Scola. Jordan Taylor Scrivens. Chloe Madison Senna. Marissa Rachel Shea. Daniel T. Skibby Jr. Miriam Sokolska. Katie Josephina Sosa. Jared Sciarra. What an awesome moment. David Michael Soulakis. Carly Rose Spirito. Sean Ryan Stout. Jason Tyler Van Dyke. Gabriella Francis Van Sickle. Carly Jade Weinstein. Daniel Patrick Whalen. Kareem Yakub. Sarah Yalzruka. Nader Raid Eunice. Daphne Christine Zambrano. Stefan Michael Zavoyski. Rachel Zuckerberg. Once again, your class of 2018.
If everyone could please remain standing as the class of 2018, led by the Hawthorne High School Band, sings the alma mater. You are all welcome to join in the singing. After the alma mater, kindly be seated and remain seated throughout the recessional, and thank you. Mr. Sciarra, members of the Board of Education, Mr. Spirito, administrators, honored guests, members of the faculty, parents and friends, I have the distinct honor of presenting to you this evening the class of 2018 Hawthorne High School graduates. Go Bears! Thank you.